is going out a lot in Q1.
Amazon.
Amazon also, yes.
You know, so, Acuity just partner with Amazon. Now Acuity publisher Amazon right now.
But how? That means like
the publisher side now integrate with Equity Illumine already.
But but what does that mean? Like, does that mean like when the seller wants to advertise the product, right, it appear outside of Amazon platform or still on Amazon platform?
No, meaning that now Amazon's ad space will be accessible directly to Illumine.
Amazon got ad space, right?
Got. It is called Amazon Publisher Service.
Let me see Amazon.com first. Because from my understanding, Amazon.com only how to say, when you boost your product, then you can see your product at the.
I think he means on AWS lah. I think he means on AWS.
Like AWS okay. Because I'm trying to grasp the. You see, because like Amazon, right? You go here, Amazon, right? You can see a sponsored post here. And then sponsored product over here. So usually they will. If you
I cannot see your screen, you tell me here. I don't.
You need to open Teams. I can see.
Huh?
I can see.
Oh, Huan Yang got share screen already, is it?
Yeah, I share already.
Eh? Why I don't have one?
Are you in the right window?
No, I look at three of you, but I see Huan Yang is sharing in progress lah.
Oh, loading then.
Eh, very weird, huh? Why so slow one? I refresh.
This is under Amazon.
Oh, okay, now can see it. Sponsored. No lah, this is the face ma. These are the face. These are the empty space. Like this, you see sponsored. Then all of this in ads, it is considered space, ad space.
Okay.
So these are like before it is listed, you need a publisher to sell this space one. Okay. So when you want to sell this space, it is through Amazon Publisher Service. Understand what
I'm
saying?
like all this sponsored space.
Then those buyer will go through Illumino to buy.
That's interesting because you can Amazon can directly do this on their platform. It's their website anyway, right?
But they also integrate with Equity recently lah.
Oh. So you mean there will appear something that is not Amazon thing here lah? Because I will assume that the Amazon on Amazon Seller Central, right? You can directly advertise your product.
Yeah, just like Facebook.
Like Facebook.
You can sell you can directly go to Facebook.
Like boost your product lah. Like boost your product, right?
Then you can also use third party to go to advertise to Facebook one. Because Facebook also have their own publisher ma.
Okay. But yeah, so from the Fang insight is that probably the advertising boom is still there because of the COVID recovery, and then we also have the travel industry haven't Haven't start what? Haven't start running a lot of ads yet. That's what I think lah. I don't know what you all think lah.
You mean Amazon still have a lot of growth in ads lah?
No, not Amazon. I'm talking about the whole advertising industry itself. We have a Trade Desk, Magnite. We also have equity, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about because of the recovery that we are seeing in the US. That's why you can see there's a huge bump in the advertising revenue. You can see in the you can see in the recent FANG stocks earnings.
Yes.
That's the reason. That's the reason for the spike in the Q1. Is it
Yeah,
because
that is my so-called thesis lah. I don't know. That's why I'm asking whether you all have a different opinion lah.
is it the spike is comparatively from Q4 to Q1 or from Q1 last year to Q1 this year?
The usually Q4 is the largest, but Q1 this year, right, is
surpassed Q4 last year.
Is it?
No, not surpassed. I think very, very close.
Mm.
Okay, this one very okay, let's see. We see Facebook first.
I know Facebook that time I saw the chart very beautiful lah. Wow, it's like magic.
Facebook, you look at the ads.
But yeah lah, there is some play of it lah. As in like there's recovery coming in also lah.
Yeah, that's why it's interesting interesting because of the
Because all the regular shops and everything are starting to open up so they also start to spend on ads already. So it's a bit strange, right? Like don't know like first the last year one after March, then everybody like decided to do business online. Then after that now slowly things are opening up in the US lah, and then
go back to bricks and mortar.
then the brick and mortar also come and spend Then you wonder whether those that's previously online are going to be staying online, or they will be actually they are the same people that are doing brick and mortar or not.
It can be omni-channel though.
Of course. Because
works.
now it's like they all also spend online So there's those like like last time we studied the Omnicom lah, those type of physical ad agencies that you basically bypass. And now with the resurgence of it, then you have all these physical like billboards, all this type you need to have an agency to help you to design, do all this type of work right now. So quite interesting quite interesting.
But I think after last year, a lot of people also realized digital advertising, the power of digital advertising already one. Right? Because when you spend through digital advertisement, you can actually see, like you can actually calculate, although it's not as accurate, but at least you can know, like average, when you attract certain amount of people, how much are you spending? Whereas when you are spending in billboards, you don't know one. That's the problem. And today, people want things to be as transparent as possible. That's
Yeah, that's the.
By the way, Jason, I got a question regarding equity. Recently, I saw their where's their news? News. Wait, it's not the latest, right? No, this is not. This
what you want? About what?
Regarding, wait, I forgot already. Regarding something about they say Illumine platform, right? Then they say what 70% increase.
Illumine segmental revenue up 75%.
Yeah.
Now the client in October they started the beta. Then during that the last quarter, they announced that we got an interview lah. He said they expect their revenue in 2021 Q2 to reach around 1 million. Then in Q4, after the meeting in Q4, they actually realized after 1-2 months, they actually realized, people start spending already. Then the revenue they expect in Q2, they already received in Q4 2020, already received. Then they started the beta, they roll out for 6 clients in Q4. Whereas recently in Q1 2021, suddenly the client jump up by 100+%. So meaning that now initially they have 6 beta clients. Now they already have 17 clients in Illumine signing up for the program, and more people are spending the money. So the revenue up for that segment up by 75%. In actual fact, if you look back into it, the 75% is not very significant one. It's only a few million, very very little. If you
yeah. That's why I see 75% sequentially to about 2.7 million. Okay, I think it's quite good But then if let's say comparison to whatever that they're earning
total revenue is very
in
low.
Total revenue it's like minuscule. It's like 2%.
Yes, but you need to know one thing This thing we really need to monitor because Acuity, they are the kind they are very, I don't know whether they are very confident of themselves, they are very proud of themselves, or they just like to blow water. But they've been blowing this water for like 5-6 years. They keep saying themselves very good, very good, very good, even though the share price from $3 that time drop 80% or 70% to $1. That's when we buy But during that time when it dropped, they are still very confident in their business until they raw Illumine, they are still so confident. So I'm kind of in a dilemma like I don't know this guy is really blow water one, or really he believes that his platform is so good because the confidence no matter the share price how it move also very confident, drop also confident, go up still confident. But then if you look at compare with all the platforms when I compare with all the competitors, I text the competitor, I try out the product, so far I didn't see this kind of platform But if you ask me whether it can be copied or not, definitely yes. Definitely yes. If you ask me whether TradeDesk want to do this or not, TradeDesk definitely can do. But if you look at TradeDesk business model, TradeDesk now they are actually focused on targeting agency. They are working together with agency. That's why when you look at the tech rate, TradeDesk tech rate is 25%. Acuity they target on single business, single company. That's why their tech rate is 50%, which is very very good in this DSP segment So when they mentioned that they want to transition from the full service segment to self-service segment, last year when I present this company, I also tell you guys that they've been putting money in R&D, then their revenue segment has been shifting slowly. And when they come out with this Illumine, they actually told me that moving forward, they are planning they actually launch a prospectus to raise around 120 million or 200 million, I forget already. This 120 million, when they are listed in Nasdaq already, they will start acquiring company, looking for company to acquire. So because they believe their Illumine is so good, they're gonna acquire those competitors at very cheap price and throw away the competitors' technology and just directly plug in the customer. Wow, say until my saliva drop like that. I said, "Oi, makes sense strategy makes sense but the share price now drop you know whatever makes sense your confidence also get shaken a bit Very funny. But in the end of the day, what I want to mention is, although now the ad spend is like 2.7 million, but this is just a starting point. You know that when you spend a budget on advertising platform, you always test water You see the ROI is there or not. You see your target, your cost per click, your cost CPM, all these things make sense or not. Then if the ROI is much more better, you start to spend more, correct or not? So this is how people spend advertisement. People don't just spend ads in just one platform. They'll allocate budget accordingly, depend on the ROI from all the platforms that they have diversified. So
Jason.
Now, yeah.
For this equity, right?
Yeah.
Because Illumine is about, let's say we give them 3 million now. Okay. On a because they say about 2.7 expected throughout 2021. Okay, so about 3 million of revenue, assuming there is a more take up and all this.
This is a take up, right? Or?
What about the remainder? Let's say about 100 million. 100 million is actually, like they say, managed is 80 million, self-service 24 million, right? Illumine is a separate item from here, right? It's not included here, right?
Illumine will be in the self-segment, self-service.
Self-service. Oh, it means they have
because
another platform, is it? Why
previous,
here 20 over million?
Because previously, before this Illumine, they also have one self-service platform one.
Oh.
It's just that self-service platform is, if you compare to a lot of all other DSP right now, they also, like Trade Desk, they also self-service platform. But that kind of platform is like only for professional, like quite complicated to use. Like the learning curve is very high. That's why when they come out with this, they are planning to transition.
We cannot access one this self-service.
This is the kind of play where they are in the DSP segment. They are going deep to serve the single company where they can help to bypass agency one. Trade Desk don't bother to do this because Trade Desk never thought of bypassing agency. Because Trade Desk largest, you know how Trade Desk can grow so fast because all of their revenue is by working together with agency one. They straight away target one agency and all the largest agency have so many customers. All of their project plug in Trade Desk to use Trade Desk. And to them, as an agency, they are professional. They don't need those kind of like Illumine product because they've been using these kind of complicated products for a very, very long time. That's why now what Trade Desk want to do is to help agencies to increase ROI. Whereas Acuity, they go for a different path. That's why their sales they grow much slower than Trade Desk because they go for one company and one company and one company. So before this, the Tao Hayat tell me one thing. He said before this, they want to go for like mid company to introduce their product. They say need to back one. No one want to meet them. But now all the customers start approaching them automatically one. Because this Illumine, because of this Illumine. So things are starting to change. I don't know how true is their words, but need to look at the few more quarters of see how it turns out. So
okay.
But it's quite interesting, I need. But it's quite interesting.
Okay. But just clarify, because I see their website, right? Everything is about Illumine. Okay. Because they're trying to brand themselves as Illumine. You see, even here also Illumine, right?
Yeah. Now totally change this.
Yeah, but out of 100 million, right, it's only like 3 million comes from Illumine, and the remainder 100 million is actually don't know what platform they're using.
You need to recall back. When I present, there's no Illumine, correct?
Yeah.
They just launched the Illumine like in October, beta testing like 2-3 months. Now from 6 customers already have 17 customers. So
does their previous platform have a name? No name one. It's called Equity only.
Equity only.
Equity only. Oh, okay. Interesting though. I see they changed the whole thing already, and then
that's why I
understand. You know what I'm thinking? Because if let's say I'm a company, right? I'm an equity ads, right? Yes, I want to have Illumine, but then also I will have a so-called legacy solution listed here. So like, we also have a managed service for equity ads. And then
No, managed service is basically you become the agent. Managed service is you become an agent, you help them to do everything. Then you take the cuts. That's why last time I present, like, before they started off, they are actually like an agent. But then when they realized that they saw how traders does thing, I believe that's when when they make money, they channel all the profits to create their own platform. That's why I buy into this company. Because if you are agent, you compete with all other competitors is so fragmented. You don't have your own platform, you don't have your own algorithm, you cannot create how to say edge against the others. That's where you do not have any more to compete because customer don't stay loyal. Customer see how you perform only. And then when you do not have your own algorithm, you do not have your own edge to create better ROI. Everyone also throw price on him. Right? This is how the market start. But then the time when I present this company, I told you guys that you see the profit increasing the time, they keep on injecting back all the money into R&D, and they create a self-service platform. And that's when the self-service platform start catching up and attract the US market. That's where I saw something different.
Yeah, but even then also in 2018 also they have the self-service already, right? Since back then.
Yeah, that's the time. That's the time. Then after this, the Illumin is added bonus. Added bonus. Illumin is added bonus. I also never know they will come out with Illumin.
Yeah, okay. Because yeah, interesting this company. I think yes. In a way they are earning money is because they are reducing a lot of expenses. You can see here, right? They cut a lot. They cut. Yeah, as sales and marketing, they don't have to spend. General admin also they don't have to spend. But then
Whoa. A lot of numbers.
Yeah.
Not used to this.
Hey, but yeah. I just trying to, if let's say Illumin is a self-service platform, right? I'm just keep on thinking why they don't want to just integrate the whole thing, consolidate the whole thing, call Illumin as the self-service and then identify it as one. Why have to be equity one and then Illumin as one? That's why I was so confused. Come on, 75% up 2.7 million. 2.7 million is your revenue, total revenue 104 million. There's only 3% of your. Then why you have to come up with a news about this? If let's say you consolidate everything, you consolidate all the self-service platform into Illumin, right? If that's the intention of what they want to do.
It's totally different.
I thought you told me that's self-service, right?
Yes, because managed service is like an
agent, just like you told me.
Something
agent,
like that.
It means like, they come to equity, they give them equity a budget, and they say that, hey, equity, help me to gao team. Help me to gao team. I want to see my ROI, and then you monthly report to me What is the ROI of my mouse span, and then what? And then are you improving your algorithm Equity will use their so-called in-house algorithm or whatever to actually buy the buy the ads. In the ad exchange.
Yes.
That's correct, right? My understanding.
Yes.
Yeah. And then self-service is more like the customer will go to their platform and then also click Also click but it will still use the equity algorithm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that some business they just don't want a headache or what. I also don't know what you're saying Throw to you.
No, that one is managed That one is managed.
Yeah. So service is they have their own team. They want to do themselves. They just want to save up ROI. Then they can use this.
They use their platform, right? Like Illumin.
Yeah. Before this, there's no Illumin. Right now, there's Illumin. But they are planning to shift everyone to Illumin.
Yeah. That's why I'm asking why they don't want to consolidate this whole thing, right? into
it takes
Illumine.
time lah. It takes time lah because fiscal 2020, the Illumine beta is up until like November. Then December only come out. If impossible, they haven't convert everyone. They categorize it as Illumine. So people also need to like buy into the idea, then really love the platform. That's why I say we need to give them three more quarters to see how it turns out.
The Q1 is coming up already, right?
Yes.
Hey, Huan Yang,
Yeah.
you go back to the numbers again. Now I suddenly think of something. With Illumine coming in, right? And then you say 75% and then 2-3 million, right? I think the key question you want to ask is whether is this so-called Illumine revenue is coming from its own existing revenue running or is new customers entirely out of its current batch of customers.
Oh, got mentioned one. The 2.7, the 75% is new customer.
All new customer lah.
Mm.
So if you compare the revenue wise from last year and this year, quarter on quarter, is it huge spike or not?
Cannot tell because they
Otherwise,
only
is it
they
the
only tell
old?
Illumine.
Oh.
They only tell Illumine.
The numbers.
That's why I say
That's what I don't like about when they do it like that. They talk about Illumine, but Illumine is only a few percent of your company. Why not you just consolidate the whole damn thing and then tell me whether is it 30 million, 50 million?
That's why I tell you guys, this company is like love and hate one. When I talk to them few times, I also realize like they like that's why just now I tell you don't know is whether they blow water or they're really confident because they've been, if I say they are blowing water, they've been blowing like for like so many years, or even the share price drop still blow. You know that Illumine, you know that Acuity adds the share price, the chart, if you look at this, like during before this spike, you take away this spike, actually there's a huge one. From $5 in 2017 drop to 2018, 70% drop one.
Yeah, a lot.
And then from 2018 to 2020, no movement one, you know.
Oh
but
my God.
throughout all this year, if you look at you read their earnings score, they're still so confident that like they don't really care, like $5 drop 70%, share price don't still blow until I also don't know they really blow or they're really confident.
Hey, that time you study trade desk, that's why you found this company, right?
Yeah.
Oh, now it looks like a little bit like a middle finger, right? Now it looks like a middle finger.
You mean the share price?
The share price, This is what we call a parabolic movement.
Never mind.
Hey, you
Okay, but I it's okay. That's just one of the concern aside lah. Because this company, I think, is still very still small. About 700 million.
So they did not separate by segment, is it? The numbers, Illumine, not yet lah.
Not yet. Too small Too small.
Richard, separate for what? 3 million only.
Yes, but if they want to give you clarity, they will separate early, ma. You understand?
Yes, and that's why I need to see the Q1. They say the Q1
I need
coming
to
up,
see
right?
Q1. Need to
The
see
Q1.
Q1 because last year not calculated.
11th of May. Yeah, Q1. Let's see whether next week. Let's see whether they actually break down the.
You see, they write all that this. Do you realize that it's a bit similar like the two chef, right? If you see the number of the two chef, I mean they post. They don't like give you like inside their report. Nice. They just announce like this.
You mean like how they announce their earnings, is it?
Because announcement versus coming out on a report is very different, you know. I realize.
Yeah.
Because coming out on a report, right, you need to be audited one.
Yeah.
Announce, I can announce to Sky one.
That's why it's not only Tattoo Chef or Acuity, actually quite a lot.
Yeah. I mean,
they just
Australia,
like
this one very
announce,
common.
then Once the report come out, different one or less 1 million one or.
Baru syok mah. Like that only fun mah.
That's why
Tattoo chef.
announcement this thing also very generous.
I think also because we don't know the significance of this probably like okay, they do with Amazon publisher web service, right? I mean it's a good thing lah. It's just we don't know like how it will this
That's why you need to see because ads business you can integrate with everything lah. You look at Threadless lah, integrate with iQIYI, integrate with Baidu, integrate with Netflix, integrate with Disney Plus. Then next year, boleh. You also don't know, but they're still growing.
what is the trade desk PS ratio right now?
So ads you cannot just look at the partners because they are the kind that partners with everyone. It's like what?
Okay, trade
Anybody
desk is
also
on the
can one night stand this one.
trade desk is on the high
I know
side
what you're
lah.
talking.
Trade desk is on the high side lah in terms of price to sales
Very high. Very high.
compared to equity lah. I mean
Cannot compare like this lah. Really
Midnight?
cannot compare. What McKnight
yeah no.
McKnight is now drop already. McKnight is so 15-20 lah, I think.
17 here.
Threadless is 40.
Wait.
Cannot
Okay. Yeah. Recently, I was we talked about some update about the tattoo chef first. I was looking through some of the US the chat lah, and then I think tattoo chef and Celsius both of them having the same problem I suspect because they went to Costco, they went to this place to buy the product, right?
What's the problem?
I think it's a supply chain problem. Like Celsius also having an issue of stocking up, producing enough to meet the demand. That's number one. And then secondly, also I think they have a problem with the aluminium can thing, right? And then I don't know whether right now currently with the raw material items increasing price, it will indirectly affect like Celsius, right? Aluminium is a commodity, so it will actually affect them.
Need to take into consideration all this type of raw mat increase price.
Yeah.
A lot of this, because these are computed by growth, the growth numbers, but you never take into consideration that all these things will go up, right? All the projections, the current projections, I expect it to be sky high lah. So
yes.
if this raw mat go up like 5%, then the growth projections must pull down not just 5% more. The risk
that is Celsius and we're talking about Celsius and Tattoo Chef also
Yeah.
But Tattoo Chef, because they source from the Italy, right? So the raw material all from Italy, their product
Then logistic cost.
they have a logistic cost problem but it just apparently they say is that if let's say they plant it here and then they do it will cost more than they do it at Italy and then just send it here. Yeah. So things to monitor
How likely would they actually pass on those costs to consumer? Or do you think they will absorb all of them, the cost? Like, our kopitiam also say 50-cent rise because sugar rise.
I think they already passed some already, but then the thing is that they are already, I believe this type of vegan stuff, right? They're already somewhat premium price already. So I'm sure they are managed to cover the cost. But then Tattoo Chef, is it? I can't remember. Is it truly profitable or not?
Oh, Tattoo Chef is profitable.
True profitable lah. In terms of cash flow, also profitable.
Yeah.
Real profitable lah. Not just net profit. Then nice.
Oh, you mean in terms of free cash flow?
Operating or free lor.
Cash flow.
That means we don't take into account the those DNA, those type of shit lah.
You see, this company better get their act up, otherwise need to go and fuck them already.
So it is actually their manufacturing capacity cannot meet the demand for Tattoo Chef. It's not something wrong with their food or what?
I think the best is we write email.
Yeah. I saw some they because I will see like people post all the screenshot, right? Some of them will message them and then ask them, like Celsius also like message them, hey, you see this product, they take photo and then send them. And then they got asked like why the product.
We should consolidate all our concerns and email the CEO.
Yeah, we should.
If not, our research will always be guessing.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Okay, go up first.
So if you want to really like be able to grasp, like previously got discussed a bit with Richard, like really want to, because like when we want to do valuation, we want to do it as accurate as possible, ma. So if you want to do accurate, you need to have all the evidence in your face. You need to have all the data. So every day like, oh, this one guess a bit, that one guess a bit, then all the valuation use guess one. Right. So very difficult for us to like.
It's all assumption, right?
Yes, that's the problem. So like no matter how good we can guess, we will always lose to reality, right? Like how many times you guess correct one? The probability, how high is that? So if we really want to have that confidence, really need to put in the works, like probably like for example,
We
consolidate.
list down all the question. We list down all the question, and then we just send an email to the IR, and then we share the answer.
So we can actually come up with certain companies that like we try we come up with like probably 10 companies, then each of us go and text 2 companies and see who reply. Those that reply, we lucky though. Those that doesn't reply, normal who are us to ask them to reply?
I think in this time and age, right, all these people will reply one.
Yeah.
Because they public facing nowadays.
As long as you have some edge like you just tell them I'm got 100 investor under me, correct?
But you see that's okay. This is what I don't know. Probably Daniel may remember because Daniel we tried before. I don't know you guys, the rest of you actually remember not. Remember last time we did with local ones What name already Tech Cycle. And then the Ipoh one is what already
Ipoh one
start with S one
Salutica.
Yeah, one Salutica.
Yeah.
Remember they also can blow until like go to the moon one.
That's why when we blow
they also like Reddit They also like Reddit
That's why when we blow we also need to see they blow back or not. But if they are really that kind of down to earth one they won't get blown by. If you are a big tree you won't get affected by wind one right? So
hard to say really, because their job is to blow If they in front of you don't blow, can you imagine if we are like let's say Malaysia one, if we go into I3 there and then we post, this we meet the management and then they like say like, I think I'm not so confident jialat also
or maybe they're a bit too boring then you don't know whether they are passionate or being too steady. Sort of stupid response.
So very dilemma one. Actually, if you talk to management, it's not like I see even Kelvin Sito also talk to management He go to the like earnings call and I see he also talk to management. Then if it's like our job is to blow the management until sky high, so that they like you, then they can talk more, right not? Then they blow until sky high also, they might either they will accidentally talk too much, or they also very, get ego already, significance high already, then they talk until they're like very king. How you want to differentiate?
I think no, Richard, I think better than didn't talk.
Of course, better than didn't talk. But what I
But
mean is,
you also need to
put
see
some
lah, like probably there are people like Terry like that. You blow how high also, he also like he wouldn't react back one more.
this is where okay, this one is where if you interview, you see who you interview with. I mean, now Terry not here lah. To be very frank, what are the chances that Terry this type will be leading one company and then front facing one? I say front facing lah. Front facing, quite rare ma, right? Because you need to face all the big shots. If you never practice all this communication skill, jialat. So I think even Terry will change lah once he's the big boss.
Probably.
So it's like, unless you have people inside NVIDIA, then they telling you, sell until the chipset sell until cannot sell already.
Then we need to like.
You need to have insider lah.
Insider again.
Yeah, you need to have insider. If you don't have insider, also hard. To be honest.
Maybe you link in, you message their worker lah.
Maybe good idea.
Senior manager.
So yeah, Richard. In terms of income, right, for TTCF, right, it looks good on the income statement, but then in terms of the cash flow, they are spending more than whatever that they are earning lah.
Never mind, they spend is okay.
Yeah,
what they spend.
Because you can see the inventory ramp up. You can see the deferred tax and also the.
So just now you say they have issues with delivery, right? Like logistic or supply issues, is it?
Supply issues lah.
So they have their inventory is so high, suddenly spike up so much. So are they like having so much inventory, and then some of this is a perishable one? If they stock up so much inventory but cannot deliver, what will happen?
But inventory frozen, one thing is okay lah. Frozen.
Inventory is the raw mat lah. It's the stock up one is the finished goods lah. I think you have to see the breakdown lah.
So if it's raw mat like cauliflower this type, they are. 60 million. 60 million is raw mat. Finished good is 13 million.
This is last year end lah. When is their Q1? Their Q1 come out already? Haven't?
Should be coming soon.
Yeah. Hey, just taking this 2020 earnings per share, this company is at a PE of 10.
Yeah, I think everyone knows that it's quite low one. It's quite cheap one. I mean, in terms of
the only concern, the only concern is that I think people still seeing that people are still buying that. The product is still there, and then I think some products are good, some products are just subpar. The concern is CFO leaving, like what are the likelihood of a CFO leaving your company?
Maybe you want to go holiday.
Holiday forever.
Retire, don't work already.
Just IPO, got money already, time to chow already.
CFO jiao.
You got see the Sam give out the 5 million share, 500,000 shares.
No, give out.
Recently the share price drop is because they did something very funny lah.
Okay.
Then suddenly got investigation. The lawyers sue them for misconduct on the corporate exercise, because they do something the founder go and repay, I don't know who lah. He say one debtor, then the debtor he repay with 800,000 shares. 800,000 shares at $10. Then meaning that it is 800,000 now the share price around 16 800,000 you multiply by 16 wow, it's like 12 million plus Then in addition to that he give that person 500,000 shares bona fide You know what is bona fide? Bona fide is like you donate to Najib like that 500,000 shares wow, like bona fide is like I give you willingly for no reason. Like that wow, the share price straight away drop.
Mafia ma.
So I got this kind of Richard. I don't know it's mafia or not.
Why we mafia?
Italy
no,
ma.
Italy ma.
So have
just
to
joke lah, just a joke lah.
So have to pay the supplier lah.
Yeah.
for protection. For protection.
Debt but never mention what debt Then he used his own shares to pay back so much Like wow.
Where's the filing
Huh?
Where's the filing
Filing
But if let's say Mama, if that is the case, right? If let's say you think if that is just the one-off mafia kind of thing, right? I think still okay,
I think okay, but market actually I sent you guys some of the links lah. This is the investigation. I sent to the meeting chat.
Means if a person can do that means your multiplier will sure drag down
Because
no matter how people won't trust you already wow, you like that happy then you give Najib
then this one the name also didn't write if you give prime minister different then probably go out wow, suddenly the prime minister on the share
You give the Italian prime minister
this one no if it gives Najib, probably the share price will go up But Malaysia prime minister also on the shares right now different
okay share
yeah. So
this one is the one that the who share one, is it?
This one is the lawsuit and one of the reason is also because of this.
Darren shared one, right?
Yeah, Darren shared this. Then you go and look the security filing, SEC filings, TTCF. Well, I find for you.
It's unfortunate though.
And then the CFO left
Yes.
the CFO left also.
Should be CFO left because of this right?
Don't know when the CFO left, they straight away come out with the latest report like the COO take over.
The COO take over already. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why would a CEO take over?
Because the CFO left.
It also means no one want to take right?
Hey, Richard, you already can see the logo already. You can see here or not? The gangster. You can see all the tattoo there already.
You know some people this one I think Mahmoud maybe can explain like you know in gangster one all is what 讲 what 讲义气 one
Cannot say this thing brotherhood very difficult to say
So I help brotherhood or I help investor shareholder.
Sure,
of course brotherhood right?
I die.
Brother say I need help. Can you borrow me a bit of money? I need help. Then the boss say, can. This one don't need to ask. You still there to ask? Straight transfer to you.
You tell shareholder fuck you. Right?
Then they say, wait till you come to Italy. Then we fuck the shareholder. Like that.
Never mind, we come back, we can create one more new public listed company.
What the hell? That means the guy, is it not the lady, right? The guy gave
the founder.
The
the
father.
guy lah, the father lah.
I share already the link.
Wow. What the fuck?
Galati.
Mm.
Okay, he disposed 1.3 million shares.
Didn't say give to who, man?
That's the problem. I cannot find who he gave. He just says someone he owed.
See footnote.
Means cannot say one lah.
Well, Galaxy is the
Where's the explanation?
Don Paulo.
But Jason, how do you know whether this is he gave to someone?
Because it got mentioned somewhere. One. I saw it. That's why I know. He said that because his company, because he used the trust fund to give.
Oh, I saw here.
The
reported disposition represent a bona fide gift made by Salvatore Galati. Okay.
Bona fide means no reason give willingly or. Wow.
Oh yeah, these two lah. Represent transfer of shares by Mr. Galati in satisfaction of personal indebtedness owned by Mr. Galati to certain lenders at the agreed price upon $10 per share in a privately
personal
negotiated
indebtedness.
But okay, wait. Question number one. This 800,000, right, is his own shares, right?
His own shares, yes. His own shares.
Okay. This 500K, where it appear from? $0.
On shares also.
Oh, why $0?
Because he give willingly bona fide ma.
Wow, this guy really gangster.
But then, if you look at it, right, this one is
I
actually.
I also learned one new skill from him. I learned.
You see this guy?
Actually, I see his face. Quite good one. You eat brotherhood. This guy, you help him, he help you.
Oh, like that lah. No, he help you, you help him, but he doesn't help your call option.
No. You must be those taiko. Like last time you look at him, chef, nothing one. You help him. Then he now IPO already. He helped that you.
He become big and then he pay you back lah.
Exactly.
Yes.
I think he like that. I suspect he like that. That's what he did.
Shit. We have so many assumptions. Still got come up with story anymore. We should do IPO lah, not invest. I tell you guys.
But really, I think this one, Tattoo Chef, we wait for one more quarter, right? If let's say the earnings is growing very well, then we expect the share price to follow up because I think they are selling quite cheap at the moment, right?
My valuation, you want to know my valuation?
I saw you compare with Beyond, right?
Yeah, but if you want to go back to value, less than $15.
Oh, how you value?
Where? You really look back to like normal consumer company, no?
Okay.
Then
you use price to earnings or price to sales?
Then you look back to the potential amount of earnings or cash flow they can generate when they reach their economics. They mention economics of scales when they reach like 222 million or 500 million. Then when they reach there, they can earn like 5% or 10% net profit. Then you will know. Then you multiply by PE like 20 as compared to a lot of those kind of 冷藏 cold storage food not vegan then the valuation is very high. That's
Oh, okay.
why I buy the call option at $40. I got a bit. I buy $10,000 more. Chicken. No,
no, but
it's not a mistake.
if
It is not. It is a lesson. I don't know whether it's a mistake or not. But that time, very hype, very hype, That's the
still
kind of.
yeah, but you want 2023, right? Your call option.
I got two. I split half. So one of
Oh,
my option already losing at 90%.
that one is 2022, is it?
2022 one already losing at 90%. Then the other one lose 60%.
That's 2023. Oh, that 2023 better than I think the price at the point of time it was almost the same, right?
Wow. Now you buy back, you save so much money.
Yeah, that's correct.
But I also cannot say that you never know what happens the market. Then this is also one thing I learned is that you need to be able to differentiate Beyond and Tattoo Chef. If you look at Tattoo Chef is not actually a vegan type of business.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Because they are not the one that creates vegan product. They actually campur, like get ingredient here, get ingredient there, then mix, become a ball of something you can eat. They are not like Beyond, they create something different. Like my Beyond Sausage got 26 gram protein and whatsoever. Like they are not the vegan raw material. Tattoo Chef is like I get vegetable, I get probably I buy something pepperoni, I buy from Beyond, then I cut, I split into a few balls, I resell, something like that. Then they are very good in testing. They come up with they improvise the whole thing and make it into a frozen product. They don't create a Beyond Meat. They don't create a burger patty. They don't create like something out of nothing. So this one got a bit different, and I think how the market value them also makes sense. It's like why their valuation never goes up to that standard. It's because they are not really vegan type of business. And as compared to Celsius, they are totally different. So
That's why hence you can see the lower multiplier.
Something like that. That's why a little bit of didn't
But
really go and see properly.
But they also have I think what you say is true, but they also have a differentiation factor in terms of
No, if you look at the market right now, you go Jaya Grocer and you go and find the cold storage, you open up and see the vegan type of can be used for microwave. Actually, have a lot also. Like how you really differentiate. I know, like if you look at Beyond Meat, you look at Omnipop, also like how to differentiate, but one is creating something out of nothing. One is putting all the things together. So I really don't know what to say. I also don't know how market want to value this thing.
Understand. One is just mix the product only. Another one is they have their own proprietary, like so-called patented food technology like that.
Can say so. Can say so.
Who you compare to? The vegan one? You just normal
No, if they are
product.
just for storage, then you can look at normal one more. Because there are so many, right? So many this kind of cold storage products that does the same thing, but they come out with like, oh, now vegan trend, I come out with vegan also, no? Then their valuation stuck there, lor, like just that. That's why when I see this,
Is there any short report against Tattoo Chef?
got one, I think.
Got one.
Tattoo Chef,
And then what they say about Tattoo Chef in the short report? See how they present their content.
Concentration risk they talk about. Okay,
Concentrate
so we are
what?
short.
All concentrate to Costco.
We are short shares, blah blah blah, about 7x the revenue, despite actually customer concentration and flagging retail sales. Having recently, blah blah blah. Okay. Okay, so he's talking about Tattoo Chef growth is because of Sam's Club.
who is Sam's Club?
Sam's Club is the
Sam Galletti, also called Sam's. Is
No
this
lah.
the Italia?
Sam's Club is like the Costco type lah.
Costco, I thought
So
it's the
successful.
Italy Sam's Club.
Tattoo Chef unusual approach of launching with Sam's Club leaves the company ill prepared to expand elsewhere. Sam's buyer adamant about offering Tattoo Chef product that can only be found in club store, which paradoxically means it's like successful products so Sam will be actually taken to leverage elsewhere. Hot brands like Cauliflower and Daya.
What I can say, right? One thing about this so-called vegan trend, you can see you can see the share price, very linked to COVID one. Very funny one. When the cases are spiking globally, right, then people will be more health conscious. Means they are not even health conscious. They are just health guilty. I call it health guilty. Then when COVID cases are going down and then like this vaccine is coming back, right? You see everybody, they all go back to eat the usual food. Very funny one.
Beyond Meat also didn't really go anywhere since the IPO last year.
You got try eat before?
No, I think need to have this kind of worldwide swine flu, worldwide chicken flu.
That's what Beyond Meat trying to do. He say now they are trying to reprice it until it's competitive to the real meat. They're trying to
But
do something.
but right now having the flu, right? They're having the flu, right? The fall.
Yeah.
Not
But Beyond
not
Meat is
significant
beef,
enough. I think really, if it is so significant, you don't dare to eat one. 2016 that time, there's one time, really pork shortage one. That time you really don't dare to touch pork one. I remember one 2016 or 2015 that time. No, sorry. 2009, 2010 that time when I'm at Sabah. Then my uncle always make fun of me, eat pork until no stop. But really that time really got a virus. So
bye. Sell.
No lah. In the end of the day, see what is your strategy. Lor.
Okay, let me save this and read a little bit more.
I think when business start to come out with something new, it's always not easy. It's just that how they tackle tackle in the market. And how long it's gonna take, very important also.
Yeah, but one thing also lah, I think you all didn't buy shares, is it? You all never buy shares for this company.
Buy shares, I happy a bit.
Oh, you got a bit lah.
No. I mean, I will be more happy if I buy shares because the loss is much lesser.
You'll be not more happy. You'll be very happy.
Very happy. Yeah,
I think because call option. No, that's why derivative is dangerous in terms of that because we always expect company share price to go up
Too much expectation. No it's a lesson It's a lesson really because I also never buy it. This is also the first time I buy this big because after our MCore session, I got think before like you look at the big shot, how they buy every time they end properly they buy is like they hook one you buy small also no point Then every time they buy they also use call option then I was also thinking like that, but then when I recall back, it's like no I think my research not as deep as them but I hooked so deep so and I'm not really familiar of that yet so it's a good lesson like all of us can learn like I buy this much, then this is the result if you make the wrong decision you need to bear. There's no regret or what because when things happen you just get to learn from there and see how it can be better. Either it scares you or it makes you better next time probably when I put 10,000 become 10 million also don't know right. So it's just that how we can become better now. That's why we suggest can we talk to the management and understand the story, the reason behind, and see like whether this can add value to our research or not.
But Jason, those that buy call option right is more activists right, because they will really go and try to buy into the board and try to push so-called push the share price up Like example like GameStop right, because of the Chewy founder going over that's why they really it's not because the company is undervalued right.
Very very difficult to say
Yeah.
Actually,
sometimes we have to, I don't know I was talking with my friend and then I also told them about this. Sometimes like a good company doesn't mean it's a good investment which is true.
If you say like that then in the end of the day we should become activists in everything turn around company and everything we should activate it and realize faster correct. This share price too high already we can short, this share price too low already we can move the price. That's why we always make this job better we do IPO ourselves we issue shares, we lock the price. Too high already we talk like Elon Musk I think the price too high already Then I asked my friend and go and short sell the shares lah. Right? If you look at some of the stories, you also realize there are people that makes money without have the power to influence the company. It's just that I think come back to one thing is the information. Even we are not activists,
But
can we have that kind of
interestingly,
information or not?
yeah, you're right. It means you have the right information. It means the reality of what's going on instead of wishful thinking. That means you think that this is supposed to happen, or you want this to happen, you hope this to happen instead of you know the reality.
Yes, agree with you.
Which is what Elon Musk always say, right? And then secondly, is also if you look at Warren Buffett, right? Warren Buffett also got a certain influence towards the company.
Because Elon Musk, he's the one making the whole thing turn around. Yeah. Dogecoin lah, all these Bitcoin lah. Wow.
That guy is like super influential. But come back to Warren Buffett, right? Warren Buffett, his investments also have quite some influence, right?
Because Warren Buffett is also activist lah. He don't want to use his name, but he is also influencing. But if you read his book, his story, it's like when there's no choice, he really go in and fight for the board seat one. Some of the company when he's young, he really fight board seat one. He really take over one. So I think ultimately is the full control. I think control is very important. So that's why I say we create our own IPO.
Create own company, create IPO.
Don't say so much. We do our own lah.
Richard, we are waiting for your app, you know. We're gonna IPO your app, you know. Just now you already showed us the demo already.
Huan Yang go and do the ads. Then some go and find investor. I go do closing. I do closing.
Then I'm the.
Earn money faster, right?
Richard, you do valuation lah. You value the company.
Oh, I do valuation. Okay. Answer.
You tell how much is the valuation, price to sales 20 times. Then Daniel can do the financial roadmap. 5 years compounding annual growth rate 58% every year.
Probably that's how to get rich.
Need Adrian to come up with the TAM, do industry research, total addressable market. We go to the niche one.
Hey, Jason, your D&O are 6x already.
I don't mention my student 10x already on the Mac. But we
on
share
which one? On which one?
D&O.
Because
my class at that time when I start the education business using my ex company that time. This is the company I keep sharing Apple, D&O, and Vitrox. This few. Wow.
Vitrox also okay lah, but not as explosive as D&O lah. The
D&O is recently, Vitrox is when I saw this company, Vitrox is $1 only, you know.
Oh, you saw Vitrox at $1?
Yeah, I saw at $1.
Today is $16.
That's
why you own or not?
No.
You share but you didn't own. What is this?
That time because I'm new like analyze until paralyzed that time. Me and my friend we every day also analyze. We found Vitrox all these companies GDEX all these companies we find already one. Then don't dare to click buy button don't dare to click The money we have, company we analyze from the finance, from the management, everything we analyze already. Oh, very good. We don't dare to press the button.
Mm.
Don't dare to press. That is my first experience in investing. I don't dare to click the button.
Mm.
Until got one point.
But I think you will own after pay, Appen, right? Appen, not after pay. Appen.
Appen, yes.
Yeah. I think you also sold already, right?
Yeah. After Appen, then my confidence come. Then I keep kicking. Keep buy. Buy until lose money. Buy the IQ group. Buy the IQ group. Buy until lose money.
IQ group is the one that last time the who promote one, right? The 8i.
Me lah.
Oh, you promote lah? It's a so-called turnaround, ma.
Yeah lah, I propose
Yeah.
one so high lah. $2.
You proposed to 8i?
No, I propose to you guys one. No meh?
Okay. I forgot already because I remember I hear from 8i one. Then I see.
I don't know. I know that got people mention IQ. Then I keep on saying in the meeting the KL Central there.
Another one is this one. Super long. I think this one Daniel got experience one. Daniel still here.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah. Luckily got out, is it?
No, actually I also got lost, but lost a bit lah, not so much not as much as now.
Actually, I don't think there's no problem losing money in investing. But then when you win, right, you better make sure you win big lah.
Yeah.
That's the thing only lah. And then, but when you lose, right, you know when to cut. You know when to face the reality and cut, because you are not married to the stock and you are not married to the idea, ma. Once the situation change, condition change, you have to cut.
Yeah. Well said, man. Well said.
I go toilet.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
D&O go up so much. Is it because of the LED for the smart car thing or what? The D&O green tag.
no. Yeah, apparently because of their I think it's expectation also lah. In terms of the but it's ridiculous, right? You see the share price movement like that. But you see their profit also a lot one. 没有开玩笑 one. They say what D&O net profit jump, auto industry recovery, after earnings beat expectation, gearing up for expansion, EV team. Okay. Yeah. Also EV vehicle lah for LED one. Even though it went up so much, I think probably you can take a look lah.
Crazy, man.
You see, everything all from automotive.
Yeah.
And then I believe there is a operating leverage, that's why you don't see as much expenses. You see, the admin expense probably the same number of staff. R&D sure higher, okay lah. Finance cost less. That's why 101% profit. GG. Well played. Yeah, so interesting lah. So the one that you guys are here, right? So it's I just did a compilation because of the recent we take things a little bit slower, then I can actually compile it. Then I was like looking through what are the few things that did very well, and then what are the things that didn't do well. Okay lah. But you can realize, right, a lot of companies that we study,
a lot of them also go up. I see your changes all go up 100%, 200% one.
Yeah, you can see my screen, right? I'm sharing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So point spec is very weird. Yeah. Okay, but never mind. But the rest like Twilio, Upwork is shared by Daniel.
Why point spec weird?
Point spec.
Why is it weird?
I do recall. I recall it. I don't know whether it got profit or not on this company.
points back weird. The time they were like what you call COVID, and then people want to bet, is it online?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, it's a recently IPO one, is it? No, not recently as well. But we never buy, right? I remember Richard was talking about some ethics or something, right? I recall.
Yeah. I don't want to touch gambling stock lah. So I don't.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Darren or Huan Yang.
Probably he got buy.
Yeah.
No, I points back I have actually the one doing very well is iFast. Even right now, I'm actually quite surprised with their recent quarter also. They're doing very well. And then few X you got D&O doing very well. Equity still 10x with the recent correction. We will see the next quarter earnings coming up next week. And then let me see the one that is actually digital turbine doing well. If my thesis is correct regarding the advertising industry one, I think by the end of this year if we probably see this return even higher. If let's say that's correct, that means more people coming back in, more people spending, more overall. Because last year was the e-commerce, the online, people who can operate online. This year is like both people who operate online and people who operate offline. Okay. Aben looks like it's having a terrible time. I reading through some article by someone else regarding Aben. Apparently they are not they don't have this main thing about pricing power, right? And then they don't have they are not in the priority list of their customer. Is that correct?
Competitor lah.
Yeah, because they always like in the quarter result or what, right? The report they give a reason that because our customer are scaling back spending all this. And then I remember someone asked, right, is it a structural change or is it a temporary change? Interestingly, it's a company like Perfect Shape is doing very well. This is one of the companies that I regret selling. I saw it at a profit, but didn't hold long enough. Yes. Okay. You got Zipco, MedSpace, Celsius. A lot of this Trupanion, a lot of this last time the insurance company, right? And then advertising, a lot of advertising industry. I think I should add one industry here so that I can actually filter in industry. Okay. So let's look at some losers. Haas Group, studied by Daniel. It didn't turn around. It actually insolvent already. Insolvent already.
Current price. Oh yeah, no. The time they are quite bad already.
Insolvent already, and then quite okay lah. We got a few like avoid one. Remember?
It is so shitty already. Oh my god.
Which one?
Beauty community.
Yeah, it's stuck there lah. Now it's 170. Since last time the hype at $20 over, right? And then I think the time BIC or whoever is talking about this company, right? Okay, and then you got Collaborate Corporation is the one that I think I studied with Richard one, and then we also asking what is this company IPO for?
What is that company about actually? I forgot, right?
It's a startup company lah. Don't know doing what shit on
Appen, I talked to Richard before. Also, because I watch certain TV shows. The TV shows is.
Richard, your Metroma really kena kau. Okay, sorry, Jason, continue.
Wow, all the shares drop like shit. Eh?
No. This one because I filter already one. I saw already one.
Apple is like, if you really understand Apple, Apple is actually a kind of company that provides algorithm only. You know what that means? It means that, like for example, Google have a pile of data. Like everyone is speaking through Google. They have those backlog or what, for example. Then they do not have the algorithms to really detect, like they don't have the traffic system to train their AI to learn like, what does this mean? What does that mean? That's why they will hire Apple. Apple will do this as a contract. Like for example, Apple, you help me to do my Siri lah. Apple approach Apple and tell Apple, you help me to improve my Siri, train my Siri to understand all this language. So Apple will use their contract workers, 1 million over 130 countries, 184 language. Seems like very gang like that. In actual fact, it's just for one project, They collect all the data and train the algorithms like, oh, all these people speak is like that. Then they will have a system, a law or regulation like that to tell, they create a system already, then they plug into Apple Siri, the database. And then when they detect the voice recognition of Apple user that speaks the same thing, they know how to detect that thing. In actual fact, all the data doesn't belong to Apple one, So if you think back, Apple is just like a service provider of, like, help you to detect this thing only lah. And the IP, all the data doesn't belong to me one. So if you look back this thing, I don't know whether I'm right or not. I asked Richard, but according to my understanding, when I dig deep into this data, data collecting, data analyzing, all these things, data labeling, I realized this thing no more one. In actual fact, this thing,
but your mode is in your algorithm, right? Because you have trained so many set of examples before.
No, because when I watch the movie, in actual fact, data, that movie, the Korean movie, it's a love story lah, but it taught me a lot of things because there's a lot of startups, private equity, that startups, they want to start their business. So a bunch of all these tech people, they are very good in coding. What they do not actually have is they don't have data. So as long as you have same set of data, you know what it depends? It depends on how good you code, how good you code, how good you train how good you set, you write the codings and train the data. So every different sets of data, you have different types of trainings one. Like for example, traffic data, you have different set of training. You need to write different types of codes. Eating, consumer spending in certain things, speaking, all of them have different types of training. So if you are creative enough and you are very good in coding, in actual fact, you can actually train them very well as long as you have the data. And today, the role Apple is playing is Apple is trying to do all this algorithm, which means coding, all these things. Then like all this data belongs to who? Belong to Google, belong to Apple, belong to Microsoft. In the end of the day, if you want to mention like who is better at coding nowadays, the demand is very high, supply is very low. So all these coders who are probably some of them is like talent, but do not have the dreams to become an entrepreneur. They'll go for like salary based. So now if I have a lot of money to hire a bunch of army of coders, I'm not worried about that, It's like who have more data only ma. So if you look at who have more data, in actual fact, it's like Amazon, Amazon on e-commerce, Facebook on search, Facebook on this socializing data, then Google on search data. That's why these people are the one that are really cash rich. Or how you can actually compete with them is if you really want to invest in this kind of company like startup or new company or new listed IPO, you really need to define whether this founder or this particular coder is a super talent, like probably like no one can really compete with this person. Like he's the 天才 then only can like win.
You're watching the startup movie, right? The Bay Suzy one, right? Okay. So you're saying, sorry, I'm trying to summarize what you're trying to tell us is if let's say the guy is talented enough to actually do the coding and all that, right? But the money is in the data more than the coder himself, because yes. When you have the large amount of data, you can always hire talented coders to actually do the work for you.
So when you watch the movie, the data is supplied by who? Is supplied by the Sandbox, correct? Sandbox has all of the data. They just bring you use their data, you come with the coding. Then you see that the Bay Suzy, the team, and the other competitor, which is very good in coding, they are using the same set of data, and then they are competing the coding the result by how many percent? 1.2% or 1% difference. It is already very good. So if we are not the insider in this industry, how can we tell that this particular algorithm or this particular technology is much superior than the other one? Very difficult to tell one, actually. I don't know, because Richard is in this field before. So when I talk to Richard also tell me, actually no more one. It's like, wow, I also realized like why I've been averaging down this Apple, like, oh, he's the only one, because all the news articles are always talking about he's the only one. But in actual fact, I found two companies and make me realize a lot of things. The first company is when Microsoft announced he want to acquire this Nuance, correct? Microsoft announced that they want to acquire Nuance. You got. Did you see this news?
Nuance acquisition.
Recently only, man. Very recent.
Oh, it's a listed company, is it?
Yes. It's a speech recognition. Before that, I always thought that speech recognition, Apple Siri is doing this. Mana tahu when I read this article, I realized Apple Siri is done by Nuance. Then has been acquired.
It's done by this company.
Yes, then it's acquired by Microsoft to do the healthcare thing. Then when I go and do more research about this Nuance, before Nuance is acquired by Microsoft last year, 2019, Nuance actually divested one of his arms subsidiary into a company called Cerence, which is listed also. And this Cerence is doing EV AI, EV speech recognition, trying to connect like all the EV in traffic. This is what they are trying to do. So when I read this, wow, this is very niche in the EV market. But when I dig deeper into the whole industry, it's like these Cerence keep telling like, oh, we can survive together with Amazon, together with Google, together with Apple and all that. But in actual fact, when there's one analyst in Seeking Alpha, he mentioned, how can you survive when all the data is in Google's hand, is in Tesla hands, is in all these big players at Apple. Like if Apple want to come out with Apple car, do you think they will use you? I don't think so. No. If Google want to come out with their Google car, do you think they will use you when they already have a bunch of coders already can recognize all the speech recognition, already running all this pilot program and all those, they wouldn't use you, lor. So Serens is like, I see for the past few years, is like keep on highlighting how they can survive, how they can survive. In actual fact, when I look back into their profit, they are also project based. Project based is like, oh, this company like Toyota, I have one project, want to do this speech recognition, I pass to you, lor. Exactly like Apple, you know. Exactly like Apple. It's like everyone pass to you, do project based, meaning that they just want to take something from you 1-2 times they learn already they don't need you already because the strength is on their hand right? They learn already, they don't need you okay. So when you watch the movie, you also know they can throw a bunch of engineer to follow up with you, then see what your algorithm do, copy a bit, and they are also smart one you do a bit, I also know because we are in the same industry, right? Like we do education one, we don't need to, I also don't need to join, like for example, let's say Kevin Sito, when he shares something I also agak know what he want to do, correct? So now in the market it's like you copy very easy to copy one. Is see who is really talented like keep on like you are so creative keep on coming with new things. So the current industry
keep on innovate
yes. So if you are the person that can keep on innovate then you are also really talented. Probably you are like very good. But if you want to copy, if you want to compare talent probably you see Google Apple all these people they're gonna flush you with their army of talents correct?
Yes,
because they have so much money, they're gonna flush you with their cash, they're gonna beat you with their like their army of talents so yeah when I think of this I see Apple
because even
no more.
what you say is true, because even like you see TikTok and all this, right? It is a very good innovation, good concept. But then you can see once they are scalable or once they are successful, right? Facebook will come at it, Google will come at it.
You see
Microsoft
Instagram
will come
Reel
at it.
right now, Instagram Reel and all
Hey,
this.
very good Instagram Reel.
Yes, now everyone is using Instagram Reel already, and in fact they download the TikTok they put into Instagram Reel some more. So I was like, lesser and lesser people watch TikTok already. They stick to Instagram Reel.
Yeah, but TikTok is its own. Is TikTok listed? No, right? It's its own company, right? It's not bought by anyone yet, right?
Now is like a lot of acquisition target but I haven't heard
TikTok wants
any
to IPO, I think.
But in the end of the day I think TikTok cannot win Instagram. Very difficult.
Yes, and because Instagram already have a large base of user there already.
Hot trend maybe, but you say want to stick back to like stickiness I don't think TikTok can stick very long if like some later come up with another platform that is like more special TikTok will die off because it's just like very short video and like with certain special effect. Now Instagram already copying, and when I read back to all some of the books like Good to Great and I look at all these big companies they never worry one they let you do you do first.
Once you're successful already, then he come at you.
No, you innovate I don't need to waste my R&D correct? I don't need to waste my R&D in the end if you really can win me, I acquire you But if I can follow I can fight you I fight wow. In the end of the day it's like until one point of time you must own part of them you must have some shares like I don't know how to say if the world is going to end and become one world order and all this then you must own part of them because
Yes.
they are going to
Actually,
be the one that is
yes,
controlling the world.
that's correct. I also talk about the how to say I feel I don't know whether you think correct or not even if you buy Google, Facebook, Amazon, all this, right, Microsoft, right, you probably won't get like 10x or like few x because of the sheer size of the company in the market cap. But I think you can easily double in the next 3 to 5 years at the rate that they are going right now.
Yes.
That's why that's why previously we had a no-brainer portfolio, right?
Some form of protection, like they said. It's like if you really depends. There's no right and wrong in investing. It's like it depends on the amount of capital that you have, how much you want to protect your capital, and if you are comfortable to go all in certain, there's no right and wrong. But if you are already like you feel that I reached a certain point of wealth, I don't feel like all in everything. I just want to protect part of then this might be some kind of choices investing. Investing is art. There's always no right and wrong. It all depends on our characteristic. It all depends on our judgment, how we see certain things and all that. So Acuity X still got 1000%, still okay lah.
This is one of the company that 10x.
This is how I convince myself lah. But in actual fact when I see from 32 until now your heart really drop 1000% gone.
Yeah, that's why
I got tell Richard. I say that time when after I interview the founder, then I say I got one instinct. I say I want to sell
I
the company.
I think I hear you say so. You say cannot hold long term at the time. You say you keep selling already.
I got one instinct it's just because the way that they blow the company, then I have some dilemma like because they've been blowing for so long, blow until I don't know
is it finally coming true? The blow until going to come true already.
Then the share price keep going up but my valuation already hit already one price to sales ratio around $30. That night I see at 32 I already want to click already one. I want to click already one. Then I was like, what if it goes up? This is what Richard tell me 10x dilemma. Once you reach this kind of level, the share price keep going up, then you will keep thinking, will it go up or not?
Because the compounding effect is there.
And plus, I have some how to say stress. Some stress also because my portfolio is transparent. So if I sell, I need to 交代 with my student like that. But it is a mistake. Portfolio is a mistake.
On hindsight, we always say we can see very clearly, right?
Yes, I already see its price to sales ratio 10 times. I also value when they go Nasdaq its price to sales ratio 10 times. So I was like thinking, since they haven't gone Nasdaq, the ratio already reached. I still don't want to sell like I suku. Then I convinced myself it's like, what if they Nasdaq list already announced already go price to sales ratio 20 times this is the grid
your target is 10, is it? How many?
Yes.
10
then
times.
Because of all the share price, no, my target is price to sales 10 times, meaning that 2000 plus percent 2000 plus percent by buying because that time when I value this company, I show you guys 1600%, right? Correct. You still remember when I share the share the valuation 1,600%, but that is without Nasdaq ma. I never assumed they will go Nasdaq ma.
I mean, right now their price to sale is about 7, right? 7 or 8, because the revenue is about 100 ma. 100 million. So you are valuing this company at about, I think 20 price to sales, is it?
30 plus dollar, $30 plus.
Oh.
Then when they reach 20 plus, I sell 30% already lah. So I get back all my capital plus 2-3 times gain no? Because I buy this company around 6,000, I sell 20 plus % that time for 20 plus thousand. I already make money one. But you know lah, $30 drop to $14, you still painful one lah. I tell you, 2,000% drop to less than 1,000%, you also painful one. You stress lah, you were like, "Aiya, wow, one Camry gone 50% you see." $32 that night I didn't sleep one, you know. I looking at the share price one. I stare at it for very, very long time. That particular night 2 times I know they go up times.
This is what, 100 over K?
Yeah, this share alone from 6,000 go up to 140, 130K.
Okay lah, I mean at least you got take some off. It's just the unrealized profit now you're talking about the
unrealized loss.
Unrealized profit lah, didn't sell ma.
54% for normal like if you invest normally it's like 50%, 54% gone okay lah, nothing. You know my 54% gone is 1,000% missing.
Because of the compounding, right?
Yes, 1,000% missing. Like 20x become less than 10x. 20x right in front of me. I still got screenshot. Screenshot for 做纪念 only never sell. Yeah, God. I always tell myself, what the fuck, you screenshot, you should press the sell button, you screenshot for what? You screenshot already, you see only, see for some.
So what are the system you put in place, right? So that next time, if let's say this is the thing that happened, you will make sure that you actually at least sell. Because if you ask me I don't think you will ever sell 100%. That is confirmed already.
Very good question.
That is confirmed. 100% sell out, confirm won't one.
But when I do my valuation already, I stick to my valuation. I go back to Apple that time. Like when I value Apple at 14, it goes to 15. I sell that time. I sell already. Because
you mean you sold everything for Apple?
Yeah, 2017 to 2018.
You mean at this point of time
I sell already. It goes up. Then I can never complain already. Because looking at the performance, looking at all those things, all this up, I also can say it's bubble. I don't know, right? But then, if it can actually improve, or I can use strategy In actual fact, I can use strategy never mind, sell half sell 80% first correct? You sell 80% already, then suddenly 2019, 2020, Apple got a breakthrough, acquire new company, new growth.
Yes.
Different.
Actually, what you are saying is very important. What you're saying is very important because the valuation of the company is always dynamic. So we have a certain fixed valuation. Let's say you say valuation of Tattoo Chef is $15. But if tomorrow they suddenly have a collaboration with the Italian Prime Minister or something, then it's different story already, The story change already,
But at that point of time, we don't know.
At that point of time, the share price will shoot up already, Then you say, too late already. So
different. You cannot tell. Like McKnight that time, I learned one thing also at that time. Because when I sell 20% of equity, I also sell McKnight. McKnight also fly to $40. I use call option, then the the return go up to 1,700% or so. I also sell. I cut 40. You know, the day I cut, next day they acquire the new company.
And then you should have.
Shoot to 50. Then they announced right before, because it is like just 1 or 2 week, before announcement. And I know that they are not going to achieve better result than TradeDesk and Acuity one, because they do not have any new things. So when they reach that kind of valuation, I know that they wouldn't have this kind of like growth lah. Mana tahu just few days before the earnings, they release one announcement. They acquire a company. That company added like, I don't know, few hundred million in sales. Just like that, shoot up to 50. But never mind. To me, that's just announcement, that's just news. But I say at 40. I know that because that's the valuation already. Now also come back to 40. Like, okay, no? Who like extra $10? Yes lah, I miss out like few 100%. But if you don't put this news, and I look at this news, it's like, to me, I tell my student also, to be honest, I never know it will announce this kind of things. And to be honest, before earnings call, you announce this kind of news, it also means something lah. Because your integration haven't done, you already acquire another company and you use that acquisition to cover your previous integration news. It also means that you cannot achieve certain things. So I never buy back. I never buy back this company. To me, it's like,
you made money on them.
You just want to use news to play your share price. I don't know lah. I don't know whether I'm right or wrong but that's just my thesis.
Yeah. That's why I don't know lah. I don't know whether you realize or not. When you buy call option, right? Call option is quite speculative one. And then you are banking on the fact that the share price will continue moving up. The sentiment will still be very good. And then there is all this type of news. But the true fact is we never had control of it in the first place.
But that time, that particular time.
Yeah, I think it was at the beginning of this year, at the January, February, when the Reddit and everything, right?
Yes, that particular time is different. That particular time you can feel everything. You can feel all the ads industry, because I invest in TradeDesk, I invest in Acuity, and I research all the competitor. Like there's 11 competitor. I look at all the players. So when I look at all the players, I realize there's this SSP and the price to sales is like very low. That time $10 only. When I present this company, $10 only. Am I correct? So
you mean
we have been analyzing all the DSP, and then this is something like suddenly got one SSP. Correct? This is something like SSP. So when this thing come out, it's like there's a chance if they can make it, they will be better. They will eventually take over. They'll eventually take over TradeDesk if the cookies everything really makes sense. So, but then when I look at Magnite, it's like they're also not that nice for you to like use your whole capital to own, because in actual fact SSP is a very bad business model one. They are very reliant on publisher. They are very reliant on DSP one. DSP is taking control of the whole value chain one. So because of that thought process, I don't want to use all my capital, but this company I know it's going to grow and they have a chance, and the whole ads industry is growing. So I use part of the money to buy call option, and because I want to see their latest quarter earnings, see how they grow, and I know that they are going to grow at that particular earnings. So I fix my contract at 3 to 4 months, right before 1 month after they acquire, 1 month after they release the earnings. So if I have this kind of thought process, And if you understand the whole tailwind and everything, it actually makes sense for you to use call option. But if after you make that money, after I make that money, I thought, wow, like this, every company also use call option.
Easy to make money, right?
Yes. When I use this kind of thinking, everything goes wrong. So this is where we can learn something. Your thought process must be there. You must really understand what's really happening in the whole industry and what's the key, like why this Magnite, like why do you really want to own it? Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe I'm lucky because the whole industry is like moving. But because I know that I'm sensing the whole industry is moving, that's why I buy.
Because you bought equity, you bought trade desk, that's why you can see the momentum play is moving. That means the
Not only
sentiment
that,
of
not
the
only
industry
that,
is moving up.
I'm looking at Accor, I'm looking at Fluent, I'm looking at Kubian, I'm looking at IZEA, I'm looking at all the players, it's like more than 10 players. I got share one Excel, I don't know, got share in this group or not, but in my community, I share one Excel, I do all the research, like 10 competitors in the market, publicly listed. So some of them saying they're SSP, Pragmatic, all this. Everyone I look through. And Magnite is the player that in SSP, they have the strength because they acquire this stuff from Ara. What's the name already? Forgot the name already. So they've acquired this company I've always seen this company. Let me look back. Rubicon and Terraria. These two companies I keep seeing when I'm researching traders. Then when I look at them, they haven't really public listed, or as of I don't know maybe I don't know Then recently when I found Magnite, I realized these are the two largest company that combines together, and it also shows me something in the SSP industry. That's why I decided to use option to own them, because I'm not willing to buy like $10,000 or $20,000 on this kind of company, because although they are largest, but their business model is very suck.
No pricing power
no pricing power. Like DSP 吃了我丢给你 like what's left I throw to you like that They have no pricing power. But then because when we talk about all these cookies everything when cookie is removed you know that it benefits SSP more than DSP. So because SSP can work with publisher, cookie remove already, publisher is the one that actually holds the first party data. So first party data, if you really want to benefit who? Benefit the one that actually works with them, which is the SSP, correct?
The sell side.
Sell side. So when I think like that, I said, we cannot ignore SSP also. But SSP right now, all the cookie haven't like 还没有实行haven't execute yet. But you cannot ignore Then I look at the valuation, it's like, so small, only $10 all that time. When I present this company, it's only $10. I remember my student buy at $10. Then my first buy call is $15. I bought another call at $20. I think I present to you guys a bit later because we got sequence we got our time By the time when I present, the share price already go up by a bit. So that time I buy already, and it makes sense That's when I see, can make 1000% like that everything call option That's when the greed start to
take over
me So when I recall back last year, what I do, how I research acuity, how I research all these trade desk, Celsius, all this, we are quite conscious one. Then when I start making money, see more money coming in, no need already. All the valuation different already. The pattern also different. Then nowadays we come back lor, because market correction already. Then come back again. So this thing we really need to remind ourselves it's a very good experience. We need to remind ourselves this is the first time we experience such excitement and such up and down. So many ups and downs within 1 year. Is a very good thing for us to like discipline ourselves in our way of analyzing company.
Okay.
Yeah, lor.
Well, your student also a lot of money, buying a lot of company. You present one company, they buy one company.
No. My student different one. My student is like there's a clutch where they focus on a few company. There's also certain investor where I didn't buy this, they buy that one. Like for example, one thing I like is like for example digital turbine. When I presented digital turbine to them, I said I don't want to buy because I owe in equity the time. Then some of them they listen already, they buy digital turbine. That time digital turbine also $10. Wow, now making 600-700%. It's like also very happy for them. It's like they really make their own decision.
Digital buying is about 500%. I got track one.
I think
digital buying, yeah. From about $10, now about $70 over. But very volatile very volatile
Yeah, that time go up to $90.
Your heart must be able to take
Yeah.
Okay, interesting though.
Yes. Let's see the chat.
I think if you ask me, I think assuming like if you are winning in terms of your portfolio or whatever that's growing a lot, there's this quote that is that success is a very lousy teacher because it teaches you that you can keep on winning. So technically there's nothing much to learn from success if let's say we keep on banging on, because I did that, I did this, hence I will win this. But rather we need to have a process. That's why just now you're talking about your thought process and all that, right? So the process and the focus has to be correct. The focus has to be correct. It's not because I studied Afterpay. I found Afterpay one. You see today 30x already. That is irrelevant to whatever that you're gonna do after that. Right.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I think how we actually grow is all about the learning process. Like I always recall back when I make a mistake, when I make mistakes, or when I'm like, if you say like open and close column successful, I don't think success really teach you anything. It only gives you ego. For me because my significance is quite high, to be honest. You guys also know. So when you make so much money or you have so high return, I tell you, it's like you also forget what your mother called. Name of your mother you also forget. Okay, this is metaphor.
Okay.
Like, you really forget one. Like until one point of time, you come back down. You do fasting and all that. I think fasting is a very good thing. Not fasting on social media, fasting on food. It is not about what you fast. It's the mindset of how you bring yourself back to yourself. I don't know how to say this. It's like you bring yourself back. Like you fly too far already. Hey, come back, Jason, come back. You fly too far already. very close to heaven. Come back, something like that. Right. So when you come back already, you recall what you've been doing in the past, and what you are doing right now. It's like it's totally different. It's like suddenly you think you're very king and then like, oh, I'm very good. Oh. I think I'm very good. Oh. I make this correct. Oh. But I think last year, Richard, Adrian also keep on saying, they got mentioned one thing. I always remember, and I got say a few times one. I say, you got realize share market right now it's not very good. It's because money
it's a Fed sponsored. Yes, it's a Fed sponsored market.
Fed sponsored Then now everyone also think they're very good. Then although we listen so many times but because you invested in that particular in certain shares I don't know our holdings but because you see the share go up then plus you have students like me, I have students you know the significance Jason say what go up what like 股神 like that like can calculate one can know the future one then because of all the flattering and all the confidence that been given to you, all the support you suddenly forget who you really are. Then I recall back when I research Acuity, when I find all this company in my heart I never thought of like 10x. I never really thought of like 20x or like can how one more. What I do is I always follow back to my principle like, this company undervalue. This company reinvest the capital. This company compared to all the peers like the valuation super low. At least in Canada alone all the competitors price to sales ratio is 3 times. This one like 0.7 or 0.5 times only that time when I present. It's like super low. Then the company is growing and the company is doing exactly what TradeDesk is doing, but they serve different customer only. It's like totally no-brainer type of investment. I never thought of like, I really can fly like share price like 10 times in 1 year and all that. But when you really reach there, I did a different thing. So I also want to share with you guys like what did I do after that. So in November, December, that time I already reached 10x then 15x, then December that time all close to 20x. My Acuity 20x, my Magnite 17x like that. Wow, I tell you
those are the call option, right?
Yeah, my portfolio I look at my portfolio. I got 5 companies. One company is negative 28%. One company is negative 22%. One company 2,000%. Another company 1,700%. Another company 700%. When you look at this kind of portfolio, you kiss or not? I tell you, you think you are God already. Like out of 5 company, the losing company only lose 20%. The making money company is like more than 500% one. You kiss already one. Then after that I become God. Like every company I value I got time period one. I think this company can 2x in 1 year. I think this company can 1x in 1 year. Like very good like can predict I think the next quarter earnings are gonna announce at least 0.4 EPS if you multiply this talk like very good like that. In actual fact, I think when I recall back how I present for the past 1 to 3 months I think it's all nonsense. It's like, how can I know really? How can I know? Every quarter predict like very good like that. Just because I make certain percentage, meaning that what I know everything, man. Now I look back, I really look back. I really quite look back to Apple, to all of that, and I ask myself, I really understand Apple, man. I really understand. Yeah, lah, maybe that time, all the AI, speech recognition, when I read back, then I realize, in actual fact, Apple is also one of the investment I'm very lucky one. Now I look back, when I realize Apple has no more at all, then I tell myself, I'm not caller. Now, after I dig deeper, I realize, if you are in that industry, you will probably never invest in this kind of company. Like, it's just like an algorithm provider and all that. It don't really have the mod. So if you think too far, in the end of the day, you will invest in what? Invest in Google, invest in but again, come back to one thing is like come back to one thing is like there's no perfection in company lah. Like there's so many things for us to learn. 讲都讲不完，讲真的。
Okay. Okay lah. Daniel. Oh, who is this? Oh, Hongke is here.
Yes. Anything.
Okay. Richard is it? Or is it Adrian?
Richard lah, can talk like that one, sure, it's Richard lah.
You is Richard. You is Richard.
You see the pattern of he talking, you know it's Richard already.
Richard already one.
Oh, because of the message. Okay. I didn't see any messages on.
You must know the
What is this? Why so many things going on in the chat one? Okay. So Daniel, what do you think? For company presentation, are we doing any this month?
I actually have one, but I don't know it's good or bad.
You presented already?
Haven't. Research also haven't write down.
Oh. But Jason, you haven't talked about the emote. You talked already.
Emote and Sonos. Emote and Sonos. Let me check. I researched a few companies. Research Sonos. Still got one. Emote lor. I actually researched IZEA research until half, but I stopped because I think IZEA not really interesting. It's not the kind of company, too slow lah. IZEA is actually a very good company. They are the first mover lah. Started influencer marketing 10 years. But do shit complacent never change. Now the competitor too much already, too many competitors already. Too slow.
I think my suggestion is besides new company also, right? Actually, sometimes we should actually talk about old company also.
Yes, that's what I want to do. That's why I say we should.
Do you guys realize what you study so far? None is like ultra mode company. Got I got study NVIDIA.
Ultra mode.
Got also whether you got buy or not. Question is like ASML, all this company, right? The semicon, right? Even though it's very big, but it doesn't mean they cannot grow. Everyone loves growth. It's a byproduct of the ultra mode. You see Facebook earnings grow up by 100%, Google go up by 166%. New discovery, not those share price already high. Nvidia where got share price high? Facebook where got share price high? 20 PE only,
I found a company called recently it's called Liat.
How do you even spell that?
LEATT.
Buy a monster. Yeah, that's why we have Celsius, right? But that's the story that they are selling.
Liat.
这个 Liat Corp. Oh, dude, South Africa one.
You don't just see it is South Africa. It is international company. The founder moved to South Africa because if you look at Liat is a motocross protection equipment.
Oh, this is interesting. Interesting.
So motocross equipment, then obviously you need to stay near to motocross event, right? South Africa is in fact the world rankings motocross events country lah. Like this,
because of the terrain, yeah.
Yes, and to create this product, manpower and all that, you need chip ma. They are in fact listed as an OTC lah, but they've been manufacturing their products from China lah, and move to US, sell internationally through their distribution partner and all that. So this story is also very interesting. So when I found this company and I go to microcap and I type this company name, I realized that microcap has also been analyzing this company since 2015.
Oh wow, okay.
And I'm very impressed of, wow, you guys go and read the microcap everything. I think got 30, I don't know got how many pages, a lot of pages since 2015. Got this, the first person who found this company shared in 2015. I tell you the share price, you look at the current Google share price right now, for the past 5 years, like never moved like that.
Yes.
This person has been holding these shares for the past 5 years until recently shoot up by 6-bagger. I think everything also come back, correct?
Wow, this one very patient. This one.
This is the exact conviction story we should learn from them. They really, not only them, this is the exact company I tell Richard we should learn and practice the exact same thing. The person who found this company share, because it's the circle of competence. Then, like for example, Ian Kazel, the founder of Microcap, also interested in this company, also meet the founder and all that. Another person called 85 or 86 with the name very funny one, 80 track or what wow, also meet the founder, meet everything and during the time when they are holding this company they do valuation they say this company 2016 2017 will go up by 30% or what. Then after they come up with that thesis that 2 years stagnant or never grow, because the whole market realized what Liat had been doing. They copy their neck braces, one of their specialized product. Everyone copy and sell and fight the market, so they cannot improve their sales. And suddenly the founder, I tell you this story very exciting. Suddenly the founder say he want to become like a part-time like that because he want to use other time to create new products for medical devices and all that. Then he have a contract with this Liat to get salary and put certain amount of effort and time to maintain the work. Hey guys, when you read this, will you sell the company? I tell you, if you look at the sales stagnant for 2 years, suddenly the management want to leave, the founder want to leave this company, Dr. Liet want to leave this company, a lot of people will click the sell button. You know that all of them didn't sell. They go and meet the new CEO. The CEO drive 2.5 hours, come and tell what's the plan and all that. Look at the character and decide to stay in the company until today. The 5-bagger, this is how they make this 5-bagger. Until 2020, when the sales and profit, when they turn profitable, from 0.5K, 500,000 profit to 6 million profit, even during this crisis, then they see the power of Liet. When everyone see this, everyone buy this company, but they've been holding this for the past few years. Even there's all these like super negative stories happening. This is when I realized our conviction, if you want to really compare with this kind of people, we cannot compare. Far, far away. This is where I realized, wow, I read the whole company, I really level up. Very interesting story. You guys should read Liet in microcap.
Where's this microcap lah?
You go microcap, you just type the company name then you can see the story from the beginning until the end. Wow, I find this company because the sales growing, the profit also reach already my criteria meet the criteria Then I go and kepo lah because it's OTC Then I go microcap and see OTC got this company or not. Then got wow. When I saw this company and I see like from the beginning what they say, how they research, because they usually meet the founder and all that, I want to see what is the outcome. Then I realized like, wow, throughout these years, all of these things happening, how they ask their friends, how they ask their fellow members in this club. Like for example, there's event in Las Vegas, there's event
This guy you're saying?
If they go and read, they go and attend and see the product, test the product and all that. Woo! Guys, if we can do this, we have this kind of scatterbutt strategy, we have this kind of conviction. I tell you, we are going to be better than a lot of people if we can come together and create certain value like this. That's why I talked to Richard. And Richard said we should come back to this kind of analysis. You really, when you look back at 2M, how we analyze all this company, how we really look at products, how we can see evidence in front of us, you really can sleep soundly at night Then you are very sure you can 10x one. This is the kind of like 10x strategy we should apply. So when we have all of us have this kind of value, we work together and leverage. Like for example, I leverage on my community. I talk to the management. I tell the management I have so many investors. Then some of you also can use your way. If you are a fund manager, if you are who, or if you have your way, interact with the manager, we just try all the way to reach out to all the companies we have that conviction. And when we have all those information, it's like 只有我们有罢了like even though other people know what kind of stocks that we are investing in, they will never know the information we have. They will never have that kind of conviction we have. You understand what I'm saying or not? Like this is our group's X factor. When we invest in company, we want to find X factor and all that. But we should actually create a certain X factor within our own group. That's how we make ourselves different from others. Next time when we want to do event or what, people also know that like probably Richard, Daniel, Huan Yang, when they analyze company, not ipan one, they have certain secrets, they also want to come and listen to you. So it's like in the next few years down the road, it's going to add a lot of benefit to us if we can really come to one value. But this one cannot use false one. It's always come to the like we as a member, we as a community, do we see the same thing or not? Do we want to practice the same thing or not? Do we see this as a benefit for everyone or not? Really can create like first thing prioritize really if we do this can create more money or not? If all of us can make money, we happy already, of course we want to do And I strongly believe this is one of the things that really can add value to our research. I look at all these articles, I hype. This is one of the articles that also changed my mind recently. Like, why all these people can do like this? They are not even friends. They are not even friends. You know, Ian Kaiser until today, he talked to the management. He also didn't own the shares of Liat. You know, I read already, I laugh. Until today, also not vested. But he really go and meet. So sometimes it's not about you meet, you want to own the shares. You also learn something. You get the experience of meeting managers. You get to know what is the characteristic. Yes, sometimes we say that it can be trained or what. But like, I also believe certain things. It's like, if you are a fox, you cannot hide your tail one. Until one point, you also cannot hide one. I meet you first time, second time, third times. If I can meet you consistently and talk to you, so sometimes when we become friends, that's when your true self exposed. Yeah. So maybe we haven't reached that level, we cannot say so much, but I think it's a very good process for us to gain experience, at least learn, correct? Learn, it's also a benefit, correct?
It's also, I think, one of the format we never tried before is everyone contribute to one company instead of 6 company or 4 company. I don't think we ever did that before for MCOR.
No, I think
it was more about quantity instead of
you also need to think one thing.
Quality.
I also think before, like, all of us contribute to one company, but if I really think back there, and to put, I straight away say as human, we human being are selfish. That's the truth. Human are selfish. You think your company is good, I also think my company is good, Why I want to follow you? Why you don't follow me? Correct? Why I want to follow you go scatterbat? Why you don't follow me do scatterbat? So I think the best way is like we do together, like we choose we vote. We do so many company so everyone have the highest conviction, then we vote the top 5 then we do together all the 5 correct? We start from there.
Do a more in-depth one
like after we presented like now
we have to meet the management.
Yeah, now our database got so many company then we vote like highest conviction is like who everyone vote at least, like for example, if we have 3 sectors that we are very good, okay, each person, each team 2%, then let's vote for at least 3 sector at least vote for 3 sector After vote 3 sector, then all of us not one all of us, you message this company, I also message, we all interact with all of them. We also exposed to different segments, but again, because of all this research we read already, we study already, we also know something. Then we come to a meeting, we talk, then we ask like, okay, now we have 3 companies, we want to ask all the management, so what kind of questions we want to ask? We all compile. I give you information, for example, like QT. You give me information, for example, like trade desk, and not trade desk, tattoo chef. Then, for example, Richard give me information like Metromile. Then we know everything already. Then we approach separately using different strategy. Right? We use different strategy to approach. Slowly, we learn from them and improve. Probably the first 1, 2, 3 times is like shit. You know, Malaysian investor, probably we are not well versed We also don't know what kind of question can ask, what kind of question cannot ask. But that's the learning process lah. There's no right and wrong ma. Wrong 就 wrong lah. As long as we can grow ma. So as long as we can get certain information that benefits us, there's, I think, much more than like 下水 or what. So many things that we can improve from there on. We can, if we can keep on doing the same thing. Like I believe our M core will be more like stronger and stronger and stronger until one point. It's like, I don't know how to say. It's like premium, a really premium club or something like that. Then we can 吊高自己了咯. The time. Not to say we must 吊高自己啦. It's just that people will really see us differently. Like our conviction, our confidence, the way we invest, our method, our mindset is like really different. And they really want to be a part of us. That's when we will have an edge in Malaysia or in, I don't know, Singapore. What.
That's true. Even gym also, they don't invest into a lot of companies. They also say that Kelvin Sito always say that he will mention he say he's not paid to be active, he's paid to be right.
Yeah, lor.
So yeah. So okay, we just say you need to sleep already, so I think we will end here. I don't know what's the arrangement like, since there's no structured method on whether we're going to present company or we're going to have an update.
Daniel, Daniel, if you think this is good, do you want to propose like those that are willing, then we vote
Yes, you, Richard.
Then we vote Daniel.
Yeah.
I don't know Daniel is there or not
I think he already.
Probably is away for keyboard for a very, very long time already. Oh, you guys finished already? Let's end the session.
Okay,
if you guys want, then just propose. I also planning to do this for my committee one, but if really want, I will stick to MCore more.
I think it depends on how.
Because I've been doing this already. I already tried a QT already. You know, I meet a QT founder.
Yeah. I think you got a Zoom discussion before, ma.
Yes, I want to do this thing really, one. It's a very, very special thing, one. To be honest, if you can do this, even though it's like a really special event, to outsiders, it's like, wait, you meeting with billion-dollar founder, like how you meet one, you know? Then the things that they tell you is like so special. It's like it's not announced in anywhere, but it is not an insider news also. It is legal. And other than that, if we can construct our questions more precisely to dig out certain information, wow, that's really special. I tell you, that's really special. I remember when we go visit the Ferroni.
Okay.
You can actually see a lot of things, like how they manage the whole company and all that. So we should come out all these things, and it can not only be like information, it can also be our testimonial, you know.
Yeah. That's why I see. Yeah.
So many things that we can make use of this. So yeah, if really want, we ask like do a polling system. We vote like 3 to 5 companies. We vote already. We come together. We do a proper meeting. We discuss that company. That's my planning Like we discuss that company. All of us write down the important notes of that particular industry. Then all of us also send email to the person and see who reply who correct? Because in the other day we are same team you reply me, then all of us also come to that meeting, correct? He reply you, we all also go to that meeting. Am I correct? So it's the same thing. So how we leverage everything together. We can also use our own background profile or company profile. We have how many investors and all that. And I always believe if we use we have 50 hundreds of investors behind us, they will surely reply you one. So can make use of a lot of things lah. Okay lah, I think that's about it lah. That's about it. Also want to sleep.
Okay lah.
Okay
Take a shower first. You continue
Okay.
next day.
Good night.
Okay. Take care.
Okay, take care.